Okay, so I've been doing a little bit of research on Rust and eWASM, and it's very interesting. I found this this GitHub repository, and it's apparently orphaned because it hasn't been touched in several years. And in fact, when you look at the title, when I go into it, I did some clips in Evernote, and you see it says orphan. So I'm not sure. Some of the stuff that you may find on it is quite old. This is the design docs for eWASM, so this could be interesting. Let's see. So it goes through a whole bunch of stuff here. The eWASM Rust API. You can see this is something it looks like they're still working on, although it looks a little old, like it hasn't been touched in some time. What I did find that looks like it's relevant is the eWASM API crate. Now, this has a bunch of functions that are appropriate for what one would be trying to do in a smart contract. First of all, there's two modules: the basic features, and then types. Types handles things that are more designed for Ethereum contracts: storage key, storage value, ether value, things like that. And then the prelude is, I guess, let's see, most of it. So you have your modules and your macros, and you've got a whole bunch of methods here, and a lot of gas. So these methods are very much designed for blockchain type stuff. As you can see, you've got transaction gas price, transaction origin. Let's see what else. It's clearly gas left, current balance, external balance, consumed gas. So one thing to try to discern is how commonly this is being used, how up to date is it. The eWASM API, when I look here, this says eWASM Rust API, this says Rust eWASM, and this says Rust eWASM, and these are the really older ones. This one, Rust API, is a bit newer. So let's see, further documentation is available here. So let's have a look at this. So this is what we were just looking at. So this is part of the whole Rust documentation. I suspect this is what is being up to date. If you look here, well, I guess docs RS. Let me just see something. I want to see. Let's see, doc.rustlanguage.org. Let's see. They have quite a bit. And I think this is going to be a very valuable language along with Solidity. I don't think Solidity is going to go anywhere. honestly, at least in the near term. Let's see. Got a little playground here. I want to see if I can find governance community. Let's see, version. Trying to find the documentation. Documentation. So, where is the, I'm trying to find the list of all the palettes and things like, let's see, wrestling, learn, let's see, because what my curiosity is it how up to date is this, how valid is this, let's see something. I know it's, let's see, API, that's Learn Rust. There's more on learning Rust, but I want to see docs.rust. Let's see if I can, if there's some, this takes me back to the same, take the same WebAssembly. Yeah, you wanna, so this is going to talk about how you do Rust and WebAssembly. So this is something we should be play with. But I'm thinking that maybe before we start doing that, maybe do a quick, simple compile from the example we saw the other night. And then what we may want to do is go back and just get some, do a basic tutorial of Rust. We may have done something like that in the past, but I know I've looked at Rust in the past. But I think a more structured tutorial is in order. You know, a few slides that go through the basic concepts just to get our brains in Rust mode. You know, like you got these annotations. This is, I know, this is what lets Rust talk to WASM. And this is a very simple type application. But what I'm trying to find is, I know there's documentation on the different command line WebAssembly, compiler, Rust doc, cargo book. So this is the standard library. Create standard. Let's see something. docs.rustline.org. Okay, it takes us there. So you kind of have to look at the cargo. Let's see, cargo reference. That's cargo. Cargo's like their Maven. Let's see what this is. Let's see. What I'm looking for here is okay. Let's see. This is more of a language reference. But what I'd want to see is the different crates. But this goes through input. So macros, crates, and source files. Let's see. I was hoping to find something. Well, if you do this, try to find, here's a reference. So this is the whole reference on Rust. And so this is what you would use to look different things up as you're coding. And if you want a specific crate, so that is, let's see what this, because this is docs. Okay, docs. I know I've seen lists of where you can find the different crates, and I am not seeing that right now. Let's see, Rust by example, additions, embedded. Now this takes you right back here. Error handling, write it automated test. This is a very good reference here to Rust. But I think what we want to do is go through that example that we saw yesterday, and I think we're going to do that tomorrow. And then I think what's going to be called for is just another basic kind of a structured overview using Rust. So just to get our, as I just said, get our heads into Rust, and that will allow us to see how that's going to work with WASM. And get a bit more. I think that'll also help us understand WASM, because when you're programming WASM, you're going to use something like Rust or C++ or something of that nature to do your programming. You know, you're not going to be writing WASM. And anyway, I think there's a little rambling here, but what I did find is I'm not sure how up to date the stuff is and how much work's being done on Rust and WASM. I mean, this seems to be more, at least this one seems to be because you have these. Rusty WASM, I believe, is what they say is orphaned. Because when we looked, we saw that. So I think the eWASM Rust API is going to be the more accurate one. And that's interesting that it's not a whole bunch of stuff here. So, at any rate, we, I don't know how far we got tonight, but probably be a bit more research to do. Yeah, it's the same thing. This looks like it's, I guess this is kind of how you would connect. And it doesn't have to be a lot because you're connecting Rusty WASM, and that might be the whole point of this. Let's see. Yeah. Aim to low level and high level binding to eWASM from Rust. So you got, it's basically implementing, let's see, implementing this. So the different methods that can be used. Anyway, I don't know how helpful this was tonight. I think I got a little lost in documentation hunting, but remember, we're talking about bleeding edge here, and sometimes you gotta hunt around a little bit. So hopefully this has been useful. If it has, please give a like, please subscribe to the channel, ring the bell to get the videos, tell your friends, and I will be speaking to you next time.